Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Great Teacher Onizuka, episode 11. Alright,
Okay.
Toriko was the last episode. We had a little bit of her situation kind of set up, but we still have to go into part 2 where she's actually going to do the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that would be kind of strange if that was all that we got to see from that.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah.
But the question is, do you think this is going to resolve her kind of mini-story, or do you think we're going to use this to kind of segue smoothly into maybe some Aizawa stuff?
I think her story is going to be resolved
more...
for now, at least after this episode, kind of in a similar situation
Right.
to Kunio.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this is definitely preparation for Aizawa.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I would really like to see them pull some Onizuka twist on the whole idea of the show, so we redeem a little bit of the way in which he kind of pushed her into this situation.
Right, like I can see how I think it's going to go and have it, turn out well.
Yeah.
But we still need to see that actually happen.
Yeah, exactly. So cool.
Yep.
Episode 11. Let's get into it.
I love that it's in all the primary colors too. Just blue, red, yellow. And water.
Crash into the rolling morning flash. I'm the coolest driver's high.
If that is just a BB gun, that would make it even better. Because, like the idea that even when he's in his bathroom, he's posing,
Right. I do like how, though, the cracks in the glass started at the bullseye that's on his stomach.
Right, like he hit it. Yeah.
Right. Oh, my. So this is potentially a TV, sponsored event of sorts.
Wouldn't that suck though if she absolutely lost horribly? And it's like, what is that? That's not even a dress or something.
And study how society works. Oh no. Oh no.
みやびちゃんなら優勝できるよ。だって今日のみやびちゃん話しかけないで。絶好って言ったでしょ。
Wow.
ごめん。あんた18番でしょ。
いませんか。
私です。ここです。
じゃあ列に戻って、それでは合図したら皆さん一列でステージに上がってください。
This music.
12番大橋素子よろしくお願いいたします。3サイズは上から84、55、85、身長は158です。特技はカラオケとピアノで好きなものは
Is it normal for them to say their measurements?
I guess so.
レベル高くない。心配すんだって。野村のルックスとナイスバディなら楽勝よ。自己 PR とか歌だなんだってあんだろ。
Song and other stuff.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
ルックスだけで OK ならうちの母ちゃんなんか今頃スターだよ。
Ah!
たとえ。お、相沢の出番だぜ。
特技は歌とお芝居です。ピアノも少し。将来の夢はまだ見つかってませんけど、社会の役に立って困っている人に優しく接することができるようなお仕事に就ければいいなって思ってます。
The usual.
I can't believe what she's saying. That bitch. Oh my gosh, Onizuka. Wow.
それ150円、30円足んないよ。
やろう。
Wow.
ほらよ。
死ぬほどシェイクしたからな。
次、ともこの出番だぜ。
Oh, oh, he shook the head.
やっぱな、10年早いぜ。
Oh my god.
Hey, she didn't fall over on the way there.
野村智香くんだね。そうです。最初は水着審査ですよ。なんか俺恥ずかしくなってきたよ。
Oh my gosh.
あれ、ちょっと君、こんなところで。
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
She can't.
Of course, Beauty contest.
1、2、3、はい。あ、い、う、え、お。
Her boobs are bouncing. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. What?
よ、やっぱ節穴だな、こいつの目は。
No, he's a genius. Because she's getting all the attention.
Right. Exactly.
Acting. Oh my gosh. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
boy.
Oh my gosh.
結構いけてんじゃん。
Jeez. Wow.
Okay. Onizuka fits in just fine here.
Yeah. It's number 12. What the heck?
あんたさ、今時素人でオーディション受けたって。
だから私は別に優勝とかどうでもいいの。
Oh.
じゃあ、なん
This
で
is
オーディション受け
cool.
たの？
だから頼まれたって。
みやびちゃん、あ、喋りたくなければいいの。私が勝手に話すから。
Oh, good.
Yeah. 私、鬼塚先生に言われて、なんとなく出ちゃったけど、だけど、みやびちゃんに優勝してほしいの。本当に。
あんたなんかに応援してもらわなくても優勝する自信はあるわ。
Onizuka's
そうだよね。
voice actually sounds familiar now that I think about it.
私に近寄らないで。
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
私、ごめんなさい。
You know what it might be is it's not that the contest is going to be about her winning. It's going to be about
Aizawa losing.
Maybe Aizawa losing, but also like her becoming just more confident and being able to address the problems as they come up to her.
いつもあなたを見て。
Oh, you can do it! You can do it! Ah, he's gonna help her.
あ、先生。
どうだ、調子は。
やっぱりダメです。先生がダメな私を変えようとしてくれてる。
Oh, don't say that.
そんなことねえって。
Yeah.
今こそ
Wait, oh my
このま
god.
ま帰らせてください。
おい、帰るってでもその格好じゃ
みやびちゃん、
Oh.
もう口も聞いてくれないし。
ん。もう一度話しかけてみろや、ステージの上からよ。俺のプロデュースに従うって言っただろ。大丈夫だって。
Go off script.
い
Yeah.
つも通りのお前でいればいいんだ。
Oh boy. And that will make her win if she does a heartfelt song.
Or not a song.
Or something like that.
An acting performance, you know.
Oh right, yeah, that's right.
Wait.
ほらよ、買ってきたぜ。これでいいんだろ。ああ、携帯貸してくれよ、村井ちゃん。え？携帯？それでは本日の公開オーディションラストマッチ。
Okay. I'm so curious what this game is. I can't follow it. It's okay,
You got
Toriko,
this.
you
You
can
got
do
this.
this.
Just breathe.
やっぱり演技なんてできない。
野村！バカ恥ずかしいだろ。早く
Oh no. Oh no.
おい、何すんだ俺の携帯！俺の何恥ずかしいセリフ言ってんだよ。他人の仕事
Press here, then here. He wrote instructions on the.
Is she gonna be calling Aizawa?
はい、相沢です。ただいま留守にしています。ご用の方は、ピーッとなった後にメッセージを入れてください。
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh.
いつもあなたを見ていた。 あなたはいつだってキラキラしてて、あなたに声をかけてほしくて、でもどこまで行ってもあなたの背中に追いつくことない。
Naizawa was actually like realized
そん
it.
なこと最初から分かってたはずなのに、いつからこんなことになっちゃったんだろうね。
Aww. They're so innocent and wholesome in the little kids. Aww.
Yeah.
どんな悩み事でもあなたと話をしたらいつだってあっという間に消えていったわ。
Aww.
いつまでも追いつけない大好きなあなたの背中、一人でなんとかするから。
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
あなたはいつも笑っていてね。あなたは私の大好きな友達だから。
Yeah.
That's amazing.
She's like, oh, that's right, I forgot you were there.
すいません。ちょっとインタビューを。
Was it that guy in the audience? Was he your agent?
なのに。
Oh. Oh.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
感動しちゃった私。
新に人形野村さんのこといっぱいあるよ。
Yeah, when did you make all these?
手伝えや。ちゃんと売れたら携帯買ってやるから。俺の勝手に道具やったんじゃねえか。
Ah!
あれ冬月ちゃんどうしたんすかこんなところ
Oh,
に。
Completely ignores
冬
the
月ちゃんも見
principal.
たかったとか野村がスターになるところ。
先生落ち着いて。きっと鬼塚先生には
Of course it was his own idea, yeah.
こいつに大体なんでこんなものを。
Ah!
How did he even get those?
まあ京都これでも飲んで一息ついてくだ
Oh
さい
my
よ。
gosh.
こいつです。いやシェイクしたのずいぶん前っすよ。
私の大好きな。
How many times has she listened to this?
Mm-hmm.
それじゃあさよなら。あ、菊池くんから聞いてこれが先生。
Oh my gosh, King!
で私これぐらいしか。
Ah!
そんぐらいで俺が喜ぶとでも思ってんのか。
Oh my gosh.
俺を喜ばす気ならこんくれやんねえとな。
Oh my gosh.
ありゃ
照れなくな鬼塚なりの。
あいつが担任ならあの頃みたいに学校が楽しく思えるようになるか
Like before.
Nice.
Oh
Okay.
man. Wow, Onizuka was in top form of being typical Onizuka.
Yes.
But like his plan was so like fly by the seat of its pants that there's
Right.
no way he could
Like-
have had all that prepped.
like the only thing that I'm guessing the thing that he was banking on was the last part.
The
like-
emotion of
Yeah.
yes.
And the idea that just her being on stage alone, like that by itself would help her.
Yes,
like,
in terms of
confidence-wise.
confidence and
Yeah.
stuff. Yes. And also, of course, he wasn't looking for her to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way she was
And
going
she
to win
probably
on a
didn't come
technical
close,
level.
like, yeah.
No, she probably was like, second or third to last place or last place even.
Yeah.
But as
She
far
won the
as,
audience.
Yes, as far as winning the audience, maybe she got audience favorite or something.
Yeah, she pulled the cowrie.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if anything, she caught the attention of the people that, come to this for the business side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, we'd love to talk to you about what you're going to do after school and stuff.
Right. Yep.
Look to sign some deals and stuff.
But yeah, the whole thing of the song, I get the feeling that was exactly what Onizuka was figuring would,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
boy.
gosh. It's just funny, though, because on some level, you're like, Onizuka, you dirtbag. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
absolute dirtbag.
Yep.
But then it's like, but you're Yeah, you're our dirtbag. All right. Well, we have that whole little thing resolved. We have Onizuka being himself.
Right.
In some ways, even more Onizuka than ever before.
And
he completely winged it.
Yep.
He completely winged it.
Did it work?
Yeah.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah.
From a certain perspective, you could say it worked.
Yeah.
From another perspective, you could say that was a horrible idea. And why did he make her do that?
But the end result right now, in terms of the, did it succeed?
Right.
Yes, it succeeded in that she now has some modicum of extra confidence.
Right. And almost as importantly, almost not quite, but
she communicated with
Aizawa.
Yep.
Which is huge.
It's huge to her.
Yeah.
Even if it's something that you could look at it and go, well, from Onizuka's perspective and even from our perspective, she should kind of dump Aizawa. But the thing is that she kind of did. If you listen to the part that she did in the recording and stuff, she's like, now I'm going to basically, take care of myself.
Yeah, somehow. Somehow,
right.
And I loved that acknowledgement thing because it wasn't her saying, I'm not stupid, right?
Right.
And she wasn't calling herself stupid either, though. Yep. She was basically acknowledging that that aspect of her that is a weakness, right? Sure. And saying, I am going to make do. I'm going to, I'm
going to be okay.
I'm going to be okay. I'm going to do well in spite of that.
Yes.
And that's fantastic because then it's, if she had said something where she had said like, I'm not stupid or, or something like that, right? If she had more of like a brash like declaration in the negatory against, what against what people had been saying about her, that still could have been really good, but I would have had doubts that it would have a lasting impact because it's easy to say something like that in the good times, and even something like this, that this could just be something that she was able to say because she was in a positive mindset and stuff.
Of all
exactly.
the good things that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But because there was that acknowledgement of that place where she's weak, that's what makes it feel like it's gonna be more of a a lasting change.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Which is fantastic. It's something that's special, I think, for not only for her, but for Aizawa, because what they showed of the past that they had together, Aizawa needed help sometimes from Toriko.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Now it might have been
was a way more equal relationship. Now, from Toriko's perspective, it was something where she was always chasing Aizawa.
Sure.
Even from the beginning. But we go back and look at that. If you look at that dynamic, there was a point where actually Aizawa was the one on the phone crying, and Toriko was the one, talking to her and stuff. So, yes, there was. Wow. So, what there could be is that Aizawa thinks back to that, maybe, and says to herself, maybe there's a little bit of regret in that things are the way they are. She's not maybe necessarily going to take personal responsibility for it.
Right.
But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I could see this being as in combination with the girl number 12, not number 12. I don't know if she was number 12. I think Aizawa was number 12. But
Aizawa was 13.
Oh, okay. The blonde girl.
She was 12.
Yeah. The way she basically kind of came into the whole thing is like, wow, everyone else here is trash except for you, and I hope you. I hope you.
Right.
Yeah, it was very passive aggressive and really nasty, and it was something where I could see Aizawa kind of going like, I'm so not interested in this conversation.
Yeah, right.
And in some ways, I felt like I was rooting for Aizawa for a little bit. When she was in that position.
Right.
So.
And that's interesting.
It's very interesting. So I want to see this as the beginning of the snowball rolling for Aizawa's development, because we've gotten her characterization over recent bits.
Yep.
But have this be the beginning of her actual development.
Right. it really is one of those things of the, you don't go after the Jedi, you go after the people connected to the Jedi, and that's how you get to them. And that's basically what Onizuka's doing here.
Instead of to get after the Sith, he went after the wayward Sith apprentice.
Right, exactly. One of the things that I thought was really interesting, though, about that scene with Aizawa in the dressing room or whatever, and it's really funny because if you think about it, okay, this is an anime, so it's kind of hard to tell how old characters are, but Aizawa and Toriko are 14.
Right.
And here comes this lady who seems to be older. Maybe she's not.
Well, maybe she's not.
Maybe she's not. But
I would assume she's within 2 years of them.
Okay, yeah, sure. But I just because I couldn't tell for sure.
Right.
There was this part of me that's wondering, is this lady in her 20s or something, like in her early 20s, and she's trying to make sure that even the 14-year-old in there is put down.
I doubt it.
Yeah, that probably one of those things probably not, but it was so over the top that I had to wonder.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb there and say that the pageant probably has an age range.
Sure.
And if they're letting people as young as 14 get in there, I couldn't see them letting people older than 17 maybe get in there.
Yeah, probably not.
And maybe they have, the potential for people as young as maybe 12 or 13 because, puberty does hit really young sometimes for people. And
it certainly did for Toriko, so.
Yeah. So, who knows? But that is an interesting thing to think about.
I loved how they kept the antics with Onizuka and Kunio going.
Yes.
Even in this episode, it feels like they're basically making it so that Kunio is kind of it used to be Yoshikawa, right?
Yes.
But now I'm thinking it might be something where it's more of Kunio is sort of the main character of the high school students other than Aizawa, after Aizawa, because Aizawa is definitely the main high school student that they focus on. Or no, this is
sure.
This isn't high school; it's junior high.
Right, they're third years in the effective
right. They're 14,
junior high. Yeah.
Right, but in that school, right, because they're focusing so much on the dynamic between Onizuka and Kunio, down to the whole thing of having him. Giving him money and be like, go get me a juice or whatever, and he's like, fine, and he doesn't have enough, and then he has to get it, but then he's like, fine, I'm gonna shake it up, and then Onizuka sort of tests it out, and he's like, oh, I see what's going on here,
and then he points it up at him and starts to open it, and the guy's like, ah! And he's like,
yeah,
you're too young to pull a trick like this on me, and he's just like,
yeah, and then he just saves it for later,
right?
He gives it to the vice principal. It's just this Onizuka feels like Ferris Bueller in the sense that there's this trope or archetype for a character called the Magnificent Bastard.
Yes.
The Magnificent Bastard is usually used with either villains or people of dubious intent, right?
So kind of like Ferris Bueller.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ferris Bueller is a big exception to the trope in the sense that he is the good guy, right? And he's
also
character.
a bad guy too.
Well, he does some things, but usually it's more for the people that are in more of the morally gray area or whatever. And Onizuka, I would say, even though he, again, like Ferris Bueller, does some things that are sketch and a lot sketchier than Ferris. You have this sense that he's so 5-10 steps ahead of everyone else that that it's he probably knew that it was that the soda had been shaken just by when he grabbed it, and he's like, oh yeah, this thing's ready to burst. He's like, yep, yeah, it's ready to burst. Okay, I'll just tuck that away.
Well, you realize he was pointing it at Kunio.
Right.
Okay,
yeah, but it's just
he didn't know upon then because he used him pointing at him as a reaction to show that
gotcha.
Guaranteed.
Sure.
Because then when he's like, oh, okay, yeah. Don't even try to pull this trick on me.
But
young grasshopper.
Yeah. But all those sorts of things, and it's just
him preparing the merch.
Oh yeah. The fact that he had because here's the thing, I would understand pictures, T-shirts. Sure. He had 3D models.
Kukuchi, baby. Kukuchi just has
Kikuchi,
yeah.
He has... Oh yeah. He could totally do that. But where does he get the models? Is that one of those things where he has people that he knows, and he's like, hey, ahead of time, I need you.
I mean, guys, like who
were the
knows?
people that brought Toriko to the event had Onizuka also set something up? He's like, so because this is gonna go so well, after you guys, like get her to the place, I need you guys to start working on like some models because we're gonna be able to sell those things like crazy.
Yeah, that's the point where I'd be like, "As not question it."
Like, yeah, exactly. It's the kind of things like some of the stuff they pull with Ferris Bueller, where it's just like, okay, how would he have all this stuff? Who knows?
Rule of cool.
Yeah, go with it.
Yeah. I really like how though the whole thing of him winging it shows that he might be way ahead on specifics. But not on the big picture. Like, he is kind of...
Or would it be the reverse?
The process. The main thing I'm talking about is the process. How he gets to the details at the end. He basically sees, all right, this is the end result I want. How am I going to get there? I'll figure it out.
Right.
And so he just wings it, basically.
Yep.
And when he got her into the situation, I was kind of, like, upset in that it seemed like he was using her in some ways to maybe get at Aizawa, just in the slightest bit, but also just in a way of just kind of using her, to kind of push her into this whole thing. But when I look at kind of what's the main things that kind of make her character happy and who she is and stuff, it was all basically just to get her to reconnect with Aizawa. The fact that he used the cell phone and made the whole thing as easy as possible for her.
Yeah, that was great.
It could have been done anywhere. Like, in some ways, he could have set that up to be done anywhere. But I think what happened is he realized, in the middle of all this, he's like, oh, crap, now I need you to give me your cell phone. This is going to be the perfect time for her to say all this, because not only is it going to work with the whole acting side of things, but it's going to be the thing that where she will be on the perfect stage in her mind to say all these things.
Right.
So when she does it, she effectively kind of made herself the only, like, her and Aizawa the only people that existed.
Right.
And I loved the way that the anime showed that.
Yeah,
because
that was fantastic.
That's a classic thing, but it's also something that's really, really sweet and sensitive here, because the story can't do too much with regards to inferring how much connection they had previously without like bogging down the story. So they showed a bunch of images and things over her talking about the whole thing. And I think that simplistic kind of approach just perfectly set the emotional tone for the scene, but also potentially for future scenes between Toriko and Aizawa.
And the fact that I feel like the fact that Onizuka set it up so that she would make that call on stage is actually really important. It's not just for from the standpoint of, oh, okay, she's famous now and that'll make her more confident.
Sure.
It's the fact that if she had made that call where no one else could see her, right?
Yeah.
She would have hung up and she would have been, she probably would have still been insecure. She would have been worried. She would have been like, I don't know whether I did the right thing. She would start second guessing herself and all of that stuff. But to have her say those things, right? To pour her heart out. And then even if Aizawa does not basically reaffirm it,
everyone else
to have everyone else suddenly break out into thunderous
point.
applause saying that was spectacular. She knows she did the right thing. She's like, okay, that wasn't stupid. Right?
Yes. So she'll be more confident about doing that in the future.
Yep.
And maybe in some ways, when they go back to school, Aizawa will kind of be sulking a little bit. Maybe she'll go up and talk to her and stuff, and maybe Toriko will be like, hey, thank you, but I think I'm okay. And it'd be this weird thing of where Aizawa, we don't know if this is her type of character yet. If she's the type of character like Azula, where she feels a loss as, a person who was in her entourage is now saying, I don't need you, instead of her saying, I don't need you, which is kind of a dominance power thing in and of itself.
Right.
Or if she's the type of character who sees it as
Yeah.
Well, I never needed, kind of she lashes back.
Yeah.
Or if she's going to, like, actually, feel it.
From what we've seen so far, I would say it's pretty safe to say that Aizawa, even though both her and Azula are 14 and have black hair that's kind of crazy and can be mean to people. And
a mean girls
right, and sort of a minor god complex kind of a thing with just them being the best.
And really good at lying.
Yeah. and pushing away the ditzy good-looking
and having
girl
a powerful
that was close
father,
to them, and all of that
in charge
stuff.
of a really powerful organization.
The similarities are there.
Yeah.
But this episode we saw, in the same way that we saw a whole new side of Toriko, we saw a whole new side of Aizawa.
Correct.
With the way that she was responding to these sorts of things, because that is never something that we would see from Azula. Like, I don't think so. So
she might be shocked.
Ironically.
Oh yeah, I knew what I was doing. But specifically with Aizawa, she seemed to be more just kind of, I need to think about this.
Right. And I love the fact that they showed her in her room listening to it when it's dark outside, because
you caught that
because it's
fast.
one of those things where it's like, okay, this could be the first time she's heard it. She could have been sitting around and been like, no, I'm not going to listen to it. And then finally she went and listened to it, right? Or it could be that
she's listened to it
a lot.
And they didn't specify.
They let it up to the imagination, which allows the audience's mind to dwell on it and just swirl around with it and just wonder, right? Which is fantastic.
Very good.
The whole bit with Onizuka and Toriko at the very end, that was a bit much.
That was cringy.
That was definitely cringe, and not in the general Onizuka cringe good way.
No, I think actually the best part about it was the fact that she flashed him, and I was like, okay, that was funny. But then when he's like, no, you need to do this, I was like, yeah, sure, it's funny joke,
and the only reason, and here's the thing, her flashing him, right, because Kikuchi told her that was the only way to pay her back. It works in this situation only because she has been built up to be very stupid and very gullible over the entire course of the show, right? It's almost to the point where it's her shtick, and then this was going beyond that, right?
Right, but she didn't oblige Onizuka's request, though.
Oh, no.
If anything, she laughed at him because he was being,
he was being stupid. But here's the thing. So many times something like this will happen in an anime, and the girl isn't stupid.
Yep.
And it does not make any sense. Like, I get that anime want to have fan service in the show. Fine, right?
Yep.
But to do it in a manner like this, when you have a character that would never buy something like that, it's just... Oh man, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
So this is fine though.
But this is fine because
because it's cringy for Onizuka, but it's still fine.
Yeah. And even with her, it's cringy, but it's believable cringy. And this whole show is about cringiness. I mean, it was funny too, but there's a lot of cringe humor in this show, I would say.
Oh yeah. I think
they set that up properly.
I think the cringiest stuff usually involves actually people like the vice principal, where he's like, I'm a Scooby-Doo villain, and I would have gotten away with my Cresta and my happy life if it wasn't for you, darn Onizuka.
Okay, one of the things that I absolutely loved from this episode is when he's, running down the hallway, right? And there's the other guy behind him, and he's talking to him, and the camera things that they're doing are just weird, right? Which helps to exaggerate the kind of state that he's in mentally.
Yeah.
But then there's the part where he's running, and he's doing the anime walk, where he's like pronounced, elbow movements, and he hits the dude in the face, and the dude like stumbles back, and then comes back into the frame. That was just so good. It's such a little thing, but I loved it. I loved it so much.
The other part that was really, the other part that I thought was really funny was in the middle of that scene. I don't know the exact verbiage, but he's asking like, "Where the heck did Onizuka go?" And he's like, I heard he said something about a beauty pageant, and then he retorts back so fast, like, shut up, I'm looking for where Onizuka is, and then he goes, beauty pageant. But the idea that he's like asking the question, and this guy behind him is genuinely trying to help, and he's like, no. I'm trying to find Onizuka. I don't need none of your stupid. Wait, what did you just say? You know, I love that. Yeah. That's because that guy, whoever's behind him, no idea who he is.
Oh yeah,
no idea.
Yeah,
don't really care. But the funny thing is just that happened. Yeah, that happened. And I also like that. When they finally show up with and they're selling merch, and the vice principal's like, "Yeah, I'm fired," you know, and stuff. Like
not that he has the authority to.
Exactly. But Onizuka is just casually just being like, "Yeah, man," like just right there with all of his stuff right there, just not even the slightest hint of shame.
And
on
one
his
of the
face.
best parts about that is that he's there with Futsuki, and Futsuki's probably like, oh my god, Onizuka,
yada.
You did this. She's 14. Wow, you're her teacher, you know. And then and the vice principal's there, and he's just like, oh hey, Miss Futsuki, how you doing? You know, completely does not even acknowledge the vice principal's presence.
Yep.
It's wonderful.
All right, guys, this is a fun episode.
It was.
It ends this whole thing, but it keeps things going for Aizawa, which is pretty interesting. If you want to see the next episode's reaction to this right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, where you can chat with us about stories or whatever. Anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.